In today's video, I've got some very exciting news from the Bluebird simulations and JustFlight team with the development progress on their 757 for Microsoft Flight Sim. In addition, I've got a little bit of good news if you're on Xbox. If you haven't heard it, stay tuned for that. Two big stories in today's video, let's get right into it. In today's video, I've got some Microsoft Flight Sim news to share with you. Let's kick it off with story number 1. Now Asobo have released the DC Designs Concorde onto the Microsoft Flight Sim marketplace. It's now available on both Xbox and PC. Now it has already been updated since the last time I talked about it, getting rid of some of the bugs that some people have noticed. You can pick it up on the marketplace on Xbox or PC now for $40 49 cents, which is what, about 30 UK pound, maybe a bit lower. As far as I know, the Xbox version is exactly the same as the PC version. Of course, you can't do things like add your own liveries or edit the files. If you were going to do that, I certainly wasn't. But aside from that, it's pretty much like for like. You do get 4 liveries included, such as the British Airways 1985 to 87, the British Airways 1997 to 2003, which is the one more recognisable today, Air France 1976 to 2003, and the Singapore Airlines one, which was quite a curiosity to many people out there. One side is Singapore Airlines, one side is British Airways, because of course Singapore were going to buy the Concorde, they never got round to it, so this was more of a kind of, I don't really know, I guess ceremonial one. Although it did see some sort of active service with British Airways flying to Singapore. I know a few of my viewers are on Xbox and you don't get all the TLC you deserve, especially with add-ons, so I thought I'd bring you up to date with this. Now, it's certainly not the easiest of planes to fly. You can't just whiz it across the Atlantic and expect the best, as I've learnt numerous times now. There is some fuel management required, so you will find you'll need to head back into the flight engineer panel. If you're on Xbox, it's something to get happy for. It's probably one of the better airliners released for the sim so far, and of course one of the first ones released on Xbox, something to get excited for. And I did see, of course, that Xbox Cloud Gaming, meaning theoretically you could fly the Concorde on your phone, but I'm not going to recommend that. Some good news for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the pilot stud livery. It was made by a very generous subscriber. Thank you to HXMII for sending that through, very generous. It looks very nice, I think. I might make it so you guys can download it in the description if you want to try it out. Now we move over to the bit of news that certainly excites me. Bluebird Simulations and JustFlight's 757. Now they're working on the 200 and 300 variants, so the two variants of the 757. That also includes the potential for freighters and indeed a retrofitted cockpit. On the JustFlight website, they've shared about 12 screenshots, and my goodness, is it exciting. You can also check out the Bluebird Simulations Facebook page, which I've also linked in the description. Now this is just impressive. Now we've got a bit of text as well to go along with this development update, which I always appreciate. They say it's been 2 months since the initial announcement. Blast, time does go quick. And they've been steadily progressing on with models and systems as well as flight dynamics. Now what stands out here, and I think this is probably the first time I've said it, but at this stage the cockpit looks far better than the exterior. So they've clearly been focusing their attention there, and I think that's a pretty good sign. Now at the moment they've got CRT screens in the cockpit. Now you can notice this, I mean just look at it. Now if you don't know what a CRT monitor or screen is, it's basically got a tube in there, a cathode ray tube, that's hence the name CRT. And they've often got a very distinctive, well they have got a very distinctive curve in them. You can see it here, they've done it really well. Now, as I did say earlier, this will be retrofitted in a future version with the option to upgrade to a more digital LCD screen, I guess. I've got to be honest, I prefer it like this. It looks very nice. The detail on the cockpit is already very impressive. Moving down to the throttle quadrant, some great detailing and texturing there. I mean, it is certainly very good. Now they do say it's not going to be study level, and I do use that phrase study level sparingly because I don't believe any aircraft can ever be study level, because at the end of the day you're not going to be using it for your check ride. I think it's a pretty outdated term, but I guess they're just talking about the fidelity. They say it's not going to be study levels, so it's not going to be the most highly detailed plane, but it's going to be more intricate and detailed than the default airliners in Microsoft Flight Sim. JustFlight state that their goal is to make this an enjoyable and realistic experience for all simmers. And it seems to me they are certainly aiming for a mid-range product. Hopefully that will be reflected in the price, but they don't give any detail here. We did know from the start, from the initial development update, that this will be a mid-level complexity aircraft, which will be more complex than default airliners, to quote them directly from the first post. And as I said, I hope that's reflected in the price. Knowing JustFlight, it will be, and JustFlight certainly have been going above and beyond with their products recently, so it's something to get very excited for. Now looking at the external model, it's clear they haven't worked on this as much as they've been working on the cockpit. As they say, it's about 50 to 60% done now, so still quite a bit to go with it, but hey, it's looking nice. The flying pencil is well and truly in the skies. I'm excited, you're excited. Their aim is to provide regular updates around every 4 to 6 weeks, with a hopeful release in 2023 by the looks of it. So still quite some time to wait, but what we're looking at the moment certainly proves that this is one to get excited by, and by then we'll have the PMD G737 definitely in our hangars, so we've certainly got enough time to burn waiting for the 757. Initially we'll be getting the 757-200 and 300 passenger variant, both with Rolls-Royce and Pratt & Whitney engines. And then of course, as I said, they'll move on to retrofitted versions or freighter versions. That just follows the path of most add-ons nowadays on flight sims. You being able to choose what variant or what type of aircraft you get, so nothing outstanding there. Although customization of engine options hasn't been seen that much in Microsoft Flight Sim so far, I know it's certainly a big thing on FSX, P3D and X-Plane. I'm excited, it's going to be great, it's one of my favourite all-time aircraft. There we go guys, from me today that is all. I hope you've enjoyed. If you're on Xbox, have fun flying the Concorde. I don't know if the 757 is coming to Xbox, but knowing JustFlight, it will be. It's a great time to be a flight simmer. From me today that is all. Last few things I want to say, a big thank you to my first class channel members. I know budgets are tight right now, so you guys really are going above and beyond helping me out. But of course, you just watching this video, commenting and spreading the word always is enough. I'll see you around guys, bye bye.